Heyo, Boss Broyles here to reveal the secret of photo editing. What you're going to learn today is the basic three. These are the basic three edits that every photo you turn in or present to a client should have these basic three edits. These basic three edits are going to change your photo from coming straight out of the camera into something looking professional. So let's get right into it. This might be your first editing experience in Photoshop. So I'm going to lay out a little bit of the tools for you. So you've got your toolbar on the left here. When I click on the different tools, it's going to change the options that I have up here. And I also have my layers panel over here. Layers is down here. Properties is right here in the middle. And I've got my color selector and various things up here. Sometimes I'm going to want to see a little bit more of one menu than the other. So up on these little tiny tabs that I see here, if I double click, it will shorten up that top menu and give me more space here in like properties. We're going to be dealing with a lot of adjustments today. Your adjustments will probably look like this to begin with. Same thing with layers. If I want to see more layers, click. And if I want to open my adjustments back up, click, and then I get them all back. So basic layout. I want to go and find an image. I've already gone into my Google Drive. I've downloaded my images. I'm going to go up to File, and I'm going to go to Open, which I don't think you can see, but that's okay. I'm going to go into downloads. That's where my files are. And I'm going to find my documents here. That's not it. Actually, I have mine shared here. I thought I put them here. Well, let's see. I know they're on my computer. Nope, that's not it. That's something different. This will work. Okay. So I'm going to start with this photo. It's a photo of Hong Kong that I took. And I chose it because out of camera, this photo, the time of day, this photo could use a little bit of help. Photoshop 2024 is going to open this contextual taskbar, which allows you to do some quick things. But until we learn to use this more accurately, I'm just going to hide it. And then I can always bring it back if I wanted to by going up to Window and going down to contextual taskbar to bring that back if I want it. Here's the basic three. So anytime I start a photograph, I want to make sure that I do not destroy any of these pixels. Just in case, I'm always going to go over to my background and I'm going to make a duplicate of my background. I can do that a couple ways. I can left click on it. Is it left click? Right click. And get to this menu. Sorry, I'm on a laptop now, so it's a 2-finger click. And I can go to duplicate layer. Okay. That's going to give me an additional copy of that layer. Another way I can do that is I can just click and drag down to this little plus sign down here. And that's going to give me a copy of that layer as well. That means at any time, if I do something destructive to this layer, I still have my original layer down here, which is pretty awesome. So I always do that. Let's do our first edit. What you want to start with always is levels. Okay. So I'm over here in my adjustments. I can always hide this little adjustment presets because we're artists and we make our own presets. They put it in a long list. If you want to go back to the way it used to be, once you get to know what these icons mean, then you can click this little list to grid and you can switch between them. I'll keep it like this for now. Levels is where we start. So if I go to levels, it's going to give me a graph of all the blacks and whites that are in my image. So if I think of this as a topographical map, like a hiking map of a mountain. The mountain goes up and then comes down. Well, I've got these little hikers down here. I've got my white hiker, I've got my gray mid-tone hiker, and I have my black shadow hiker over here. So what I want to do is I'm going to grab my white highlight hiker and I'm going to drag that hiker to where the trail starts. So he's in the parking lot. Okay, he's hitting a little bit of gravel here. That's not too bad. Okay, it's kind of getting in there, but the trail's not really starting to go up in altitude or up the mountain until he gets to right here. All right, same with the black shadow hiker. That shadow hiker is going to come all the way in. Notice if I keep going, my blacks are just getting darker and darker and darker, and it's really kind of blowing out my blacks. Which if we're doing abstract photography, then hey, there's no rules. But trying to get reality to look like reality, I'm going to go right to where the mountain starts going up. I normally in this phase don't mess with the mid-tone gray hiker at all. He just kind of sits in the middle and goes with the flow. So this one has a little bit of gravel on it. So I can, again, if I went, it's going to blow out my whites. I might pull this one back just a tad into the parking lot. Okay, because there is a little bit of information there. So basically that's levels. Ta-da! Gonna go back to adjustments. Step 2, curves, levels, and then curves. Curves is going to give me another adjustment layer down here in my layers panel. And curves is going to give me that same mountain that I saw in the levels, but this is a different graph here. This is going to give me contrast. It's going to give me a difference between the darks and the lights. It's going to darken my darks and lighten my lights. Think of this as a graph. In this upper quadrant here, if I grab this line and I'm going to pull it up slightly, and then I'm going to go in this bottom quadrant down here, and I'm going to grab this line and I'm going to pull down slightly. Okay, this is what we call an S curve, like S as in Sam. This S curve is going to give me a little bit of contrast. Notice if I keep pulling up, it's going to get brighter and brighter and brighter. I'm going to blow out my whites. But the further up I pull this, the a little bit brighter I get. The further down I pull this, the little bit darker I get. And the difference between the darks and the lights, you can really see the difference when you toggle the eyeball. This is our preview eyeball on and off. And I can even show you just with levels and curves. This is where I started, kind of dingy. And then this is where I'm ending up. Okay. So I'm fixing my blacks and whites and adding contrast. The last basic edit, number 3 basic edit, is I'm going to go into vibrance. Okay. I'm going to just slightly boost my colors. I'm going to boost the vibrance of the colors, and I'm going to boost the saturation of my colors. Okay. I teach you guys like how I like my photos, and I like a saturated color scheme. You can develop your own style, and for whatever mood you're trying to convey or what the picture needs, you can desaturate the color, or you can like hyper saturate the color if you need to. Just know if you're trying to make things look realistic, if you hyper saturate the color, it's going to make things look fake. Okay. So I just like to boost it just a tad, especially if you're going to print with this photograph, because the printer needs a little bit more color information to make it print right, especially when you're printing reds. So 1, 2, 3, I can just click and drag down on those preview toggles. That's where I started. That's where I ended. Okay, so I've developed a pretty good picture. I've got some, this is through a window, so I've got some stuff down here that I might go and use the crop tool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th tool down. And with the crop tool, I can go ahead and I can just crop out that information there. and just go along with this being my image, or I can fix it in another way, because I do kind of like where everything is sitting. So I will, oh, let's just see. This is what happens in Photoshop. You just start playing around, especially with this new stuff. Let's see what generative fill will do in this. So here's a way to get back to generative fill. I'm just going to highlight this. I'm going to go up to my edit menu and I'm going to go down to generative fill. I'll agree. Just updated. I'm going to leave it blank and I'm just going to generate. Oh, I need to be on the background pixels. Let's try that again. Edit, generative fill. I'm not going to type in anything. It won't let me do anything. Well then, yeah, there's that. I'll try to figure that out later. But for now, that's your basic 3. Every photo that you turn in from now on needs to have levels, curves, and vibrance/saturation slightly boosted in your photos. Thanks for watching.